What's good? Welcome in. You're watching the 49ers Report live here on Chat Sports. Hope everybody out there is having a fantastic Tuesday. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, greatly appreciate all of you for making the 49ers Report a part of your day, and greatly appreciative of a new sponsor here at Chat Sports, Roan. You get 20% off your order if you head to roan.com/chat. I'm rocking one of their shirts right now. It is so comfortable, breathable wear, that's stretchable and comfortable for really affordable prices. Roan.com/chat, promo code chat for that deal to apply. So much to get to on today's show, and really there's a lot to talk about with this football team as the San Francisco 49ers folks are on a roll. 2 consecutive wins, opportunity to make it 3 straight against the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. Of course, we'll be doing a watch party for that football game. And at last, the Niners offense this past Sunday against Carolina not only ended the Matt Rhule era in Carolina, as we predicted, that's why you subscribe to the channel, but the offense finally got it humming. And if this team can really click on both cylinders, offensively, defensively, in my opinion, they can win the NFC East. So if you're pumped up about the 49ers, I want you to type 49 in the comment section right now. Spam that 49 as many times as you can, and we'll give you some shout-outs here. A lot of familiar faces in the chat from our watch party from the other day as we continue to get more and more subscribers here on the Niners Report. Ellis10, Jakey, JP, Chris Moore, T. Lee, Francisco, Perk by the Pound, CT52, David Delgado, Perk by the Pound, Ruby Blue, CT, Chua 408 West, Kyle Coughlin, Fluffy Ninja, Jakey Ludovina, Parrish Smith, Moses Rosa, Johnny Wing, Alfonso, Pone1 is back, Alvaro Rodriguez. Appreciate all of you for tuning into the show, as well as Reese Davis and everybody who's getting that notification and piling in. With this game on the docket for Sunday, we will be doing a watch party for it right here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Let me know who you got. SF for the San Francisco 49ers, ATL for the Atlanta Falcons. Niners opening this game as 6-point favorites. I know that they're banged up. Lost Emmanuel Mosley. I highly doubt that Nick Bosa is going to play. Jimmy Ward might be able to play with the club, but he underwent surgery early this week for that broken hand that he suffered on the opening kickoff. Brutal sequence for him as he made his return. First play back, suffers that hand injury, but Niners should still win this football game. They're so deep along the defensive line, and while the Falcons have been feisty to start the season, they are bereft of talent, and the Niners, one of the more talented teams in the NFL. So who you got with this game on Sunday? Give me an SF for San Francisco. Give me an ATL for the Atlanta Falcons. Rise up, more like sit down. Kyle, I like that. We're going to have to use that in our watch party. Robert French, SF. Don Jimtal, 49. I want to see more Drake Jackson. You might and probably will if Nick Bosa is unable to go. Fluffy Ninja, Niners. Chua Niner Gang. CT52, going San Francisco. Russell Hill, Niners. Kyle, thought you guys would like that. Hey, you guys are the best, man. You're always bringing the creativity to the table. San Francisco from Argentina, Brian Janino. Appreciate that, man. Dreadhead David hitting that bong and typing SF, SF, SF. Wet Noodle 187. Niners. Nicole and Harold Gillenwater are back. Cali SF. Maximus Creed, bang, bang, Niner Gang. David Delgado with the good one. SF Sac City. Might have to make that into a shirt, actually, because SF has been Sac City up to this point. We're going to talk a little bit about some Niners trade rumors coming up. With the Niners just dismantling Carolina, they end that Matt Rhule regime. Could they look to wheel and deal, get aggressive, approaching the NFL trade deadline, maybe make a deal for Christian McCaffrey or Brian Burns? If you had the trade for one, though, I want to put you in the shoes of John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, Adam Peters, and Parag. Which player would you trade for? Running back? Then type CM for Christian McCaffrey. Do you want an edge rusher? Type BB for Brian Burns. Let us know in the comment section. We'll give you some shout-outs here. Faithful, McCaffrey. Dakota, McCaffrey. Maximo, McCaffrey. Faithful 69, nice, McCaffrey. Perk by the Pound, McCaffrey. One Brian Burns coming in, and it's from Matthew Bowman. Another one coming in from Ruby Blue. Nicole and Harold Gillenwater also going Brian Burns. What would CMC cost from David Blanco? Stay tuned. You'll find out. I have those contractual numbers here to pass along to the homies. Faithful, Burns, Wing, McCaffrey, Kevin Chaplin McCaffrey, Sixplicit, Brian Burns. So a little bit of a 50-50 split there between Christian McCaffrey and Brian Burns. It started off McCaffrey heavy, and then Brian Burns' vote certainly came in there at the end. Maximo, our linebacker. You know what's funny about the linebacking spot? Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner, two of the top 5 highest graded linebackers in the NFL throughout the first 5 weeks. Bobby Wagner is number 1, and then right behind him, Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner. And a lot of the things that I've said about this football team have rang true. Defensive line would be the best, if not one of the best. They have been. Linebacking core, one of the best. Secondary, much improved. We've really seen all of that. What I've been wrong on, the offensive line. I thought it was going to be a disaster, and offensive line has actually surprised me a lot. If we get to $100 in Super Chats, by the way, we don't have any to start the show. That's fine because we're just getting it underway. I will break out a 49-ounce 49ers mug, and I will put as many beers in there as possible, and I'll drink and chug out of the 49ers 49-ounce mug. Now, I don't want to show it to you because I want this to be a surprise. If we don't get there, it's all good. It's a Tuesday show. We'll definitely get there on Sunday's watch party, but some added incentive. I'm not going to show you this huge 49ers mug unless we get to $100 in Super Chats, and if we get there, I will drink as many beers out of that as possible. 408 Wes already sending in a $5 Super Chat. We're $95 away. We could get there with one Super Chat. We could get there with a few. We appreciate your donations. It allows us to bring in new sponsors like Roan. By the way, it allows us to grow our staff like we have. I was the 8th employee hired back in March of 2021. We're at 20 now, and we just built several new studios. So your donations really do go a long way. It's not just because we like to party with the faithful. 408 Wes, my man, appreciate you. You are a real one. You are a diehard Niner fan, red and gold till we're dead and cold. Uh-oh! Ray Sanchez! Ray, a 50-piece nugget. We're going to have to do something for you, Ray. Let's get him a custom L3 at the very least. Ray Sanchez coming through. My guy. So now we're $45 away from breaking out that 49-ounce Niners mug. Ray, I want to see you drink. I think we're going to get there. Perk by the pound. I hate that we never get love on ESPN NFL Live. It's all good, Perk, because we get love, and you get love right here on the Niners Report because the real ones keep it real. That's really all that matters at the end of the day. See, I keep pulling down my shirt here. I had to wear an undershirt, which I usually don't like to do, but I didn't want my nipples popping through this dress shirt here. But this Roan shirt, fantastic, 20% off your order, roan.com/chat. But I don't like when the undershirt is peeking out of the dress shirt. Usually I go V-neck, but I didn't bring one to work. I forgot it today. Kyle Coughlin, Jakey Ludovina, Ray Sanchez saying LOL. How do you donate from Maximo? So right beneath the chat, obviously you see the chat because you're contributing to that. There is a dollar icon with a smiley face. You just hit that and you're able to super chat. That's how you do it. Ray Sanchez with the 50-piece. Today's MVP up to this point. Ray Sanchez, you get that custom graphic, and it's Sanchez, not Sanchez, their producer Trace. We'll get that figured out, and we'll get that in order there. 408 West, Kent Freeman, David Corona. What up, bro? David, what up, man? You need that true fit from David Delgado. What I love about this Roan shirt, it is true fit, man. It fits true to my body. It'll fit true to your body as well. I'm going to pepper that link in the comment section before we get started. In the meantime, 2 mailbags coming your way on today's 49ers Report. A couple ways for you to get involved. Use the hashtag 49ers. Better yet, you can super chat to get your questions and your takes featured on the Niners Report. I'm putting that link for Roan in the chat right now. Give me just 1 second here. Link is in the chat. You can hit that. Roan.com/chat. 20% off your order. Maximo, you figured it out. $5 super chat. We are now $41 away from $100 in super chats, and then we will break out the 49-ounce 49ers mug. Chase, did you get that chug I did for you on Sunday? I did. Good reminder. 408 West. Let me pull it up here. I'll show that on the show here. 408 West. Where are you at? Ray West, right? All right, so 408 West sent us this during Sunday's watch party. It got so crazy, and I didn't see it until after the watch party. This is him chugging a beer. He's also got this awesome Bob Marley print in the background. 408 West, though, he joined us in chugging some brewskis and chugging some drinks during Sunday Fun Day, that watch party against the Carolina Panthers. 408 West, he's an absolute real one. Appreciate that, my guy. I told you that we'd get you. Thank you for that reminder. So many people get into the comment section. It's what makes what we do absolutely beautiful, but sometimes we do lose track of all those messages that do come in. So appreciate that, my guy. You are the man. So hashtag 49ers Super Chat to get on the show. Make sure you get those questions in now. Mailbag will be our second and our fourth segment of the show. We're doing 4 segments on today's live show. And if you're ready to kick off the show, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. So right now, 240 people watching live, 43 likes. I think that we can get to 100 likes before we start the show. We need 57 more likes to get there. Bang, bang, Niner gang. And bang, bang, that thumbs up icon. I'm going to spam 49 because I'm pumped up. But also, hey, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. We're already to 60. We need 40 more, which requires a little bit of a participation rate. Up to 250 people watching live as people continue to get that notification. You haven't missed anything. We're about to kick off our official live show, part of our audience build-up segment where people get that noti, then they pile in. We're at 69 likes right now. Tom Downey absolutely loves it. So do y'all. Up to 72. 28 likes away from 100. Can we get there in the next minute? Either way, we are going to start the show in 1 minute. But can we get to 100 likes in the next minute? Either way, we're beginning our live show officially in now about 50 seconds. So hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. 252 people watching live. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, make sure you hit that red sub button and subscribe. Videos every single day on the San Francisco 49ers. 14 likes away from 100.
Real quick, Chase. I see somebody saying that he would love to join the watch party, but he has an issue of yelling too much. So what does that mean? I mean, I don't know if you could tell by my voice, but I was on a watch party last night, and I don't have one.
I'm a little hoarse. Before the show, I honestly had to put some honey in my tea to lather up the pipes a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie. I've watched back some of my shows because I am my own harshest critic. And I want to improve
and your own biggest
any
fan.
way that I can.
And your own
my own biggest fan, no doubt about that. I have realized that at times I do get a little bit too excited. But I get excited because of the Niners. I get excited because of y'all. I get excited because if you watch a game or listen to a game from like home announcers, they get really pumped up when the team that they're calling does something really good, and I can't help myself with that excitement. Now, can I tone it down just a bit? Maybe in some instances I can. Can I slow down a little bit with some of my inflection and my pacing? I think I can. So I do appreciate that criticism, and I don't take it as a negative. I do appreciate you pointing that out. Oh, he yells too much. Well, I yell too much too, and that was an issue that people have as well. 408 West said, Chase, we love the energy. I always bring the energy. He said, don't change. I'm never going to change. I'm just saying, when I watch back, some people have said that I yell a little bit too much. I just get really hype. All right, y'all are the best. 101 likes. Appreciate that. 270 people watching live. We're hoping for a big audience today. Already $60 in Super Chats. $40 more, and we break out a 49-ounce 49ers mug, and I will chug a beer out of that. Here's what we have coming your way. 49ers news and rumors, trade rumors as well. Could the Niners deal for Christian McCaffrey, maybe even Brian Burns, potential star power trades there. Also going to list what the Niners have to do to get their winning streak to 3 consecutive games to get that record to 4-2. A lot of it comes down to Jimmy Garoppolo, honestly, and I did some deep dive analytical research into what Jimmy Garoppolo has brought to the table, how he's been able to improve, and if he improves further in some areas, I think this conference could be the 49ers conference to win. So all of that is coming your way right now on the San Francisco 49ers Report. We'll be live for the next hour or so. I hope all of you hang out with us, and let's get the show started right now. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, greatly appreciate all of you for making the 49ers Report a part of your day. And I appreciate a brand new sponsor here on the Niners Report. All of your support allows us to bring in new sponsors like Roan. You can get 20% off your order by going to roan.com/chat using the promo code chat. Prior to Chat Sports, I worked in the local news business, and I really struggle to find dress shirts that look good and actually fit me. That's where Roan comes in. Stretchable fabric, breathable fabric, and it's so comfortable. We'll tell you more about them coming up here in just a few moments. So on today's show, going to take a look at the latest 49ers trade rumors, and could San Francisco go big game hunting and try to wheel and deal, upgrade this roster by making a deal and making a splash for Christian McCaffrey, maybe even Brian Burns. This coming after the Carolina Panthers fired Matt Rhule because the Niners so dominant in that game on Sunday that the owner, David Tepper, said, you know what? I don't like the direction of this franchise. We need to restart, and the Niners put that in motion. Now, hopefully, they didn't look at the opposing sideline at D'Amico Ryans and say, we need to bring him in as the head coach because D'Amico Ryans has been able to make it happen, but could the Niners poach some of the really good players on that Panthers roster? Let's start off with Christian McCaffrey. We know that the 49ers backfield is a little bit thin. Elijah Mitchell out for a little while still with that MCL injury. Ty Davis-Price did work out on the field in Charlotte prior to that game, so he's getting a little bit closer. But right now, it's really been the Jeff Wilson show. Tevin Coleman was activated to the active roster, and he was so good on Sunday. But none of the backs on this team are of the caliber of Christian McCaffrey. And we know that the Niners' bread and butter, with Kyle Shanahan calling the plays, is running the football. They're thin at running back and CMC in this offense. Can you envision it? Can you imagine it? Whoa. That's the one word that comes to mind. Now, this tweet was sent out by Tom Pelissero on Monday after the news of Rhule being fired was made official. The Panthers haven't had trade talks about Christian McCaffrey with the Bills or any other team this offseason or this season per sources. Carolina already paid most of his $8.6 million salary in a bonus, but here's where it gets interesting. Every team will be working the phones the next few weeks, but nothing in the works with CMC right now. Now, how do you take that? I take it as the Panthers are open to maybe dealing McCaffrey. Maybe they haven't had any conversations up to this point, but they might. And if a team blows them away with an offer, why not trade away a running back who's really expensive? Also, could they say something like this to increase the value and the asking price of McCaffrey because those gymnastics are always at play? Now, we're bringing up Christian McCaffrey, not to slight Jeff Wilson. Shout out to Jeff Wilson. The UNT alum has been balling out this year. Good for him, coming off that really serious knee injury that he dealt with last year. And he's shown some glimpses throughout his Niners career of being that guy. And I love how Kyle Shanahan uses him as a running back, as a guy who at times throughout his Niners career in that scarlet red has been a lead blocker. But as a running back this year, he really has been great. And it goes to show you the level of production that the Niners get from their backs. 74 carries for J-Dub, 375 yards, average yards per carry at 5.1 with 2 touchdowns, and really over the last month consecutive since Elijah Mitchell went out early in the year, Jeff Wilson has been the go-to back. He's really been carrying the load in an impressive fashion. And while he's had a great year, Jeff Wilson, folks, is not Christian McCaffrey as a runner, as an athlete, as a weapon, as a pass catcher. And what makes McCaffrey so special, it's not only the running and catching ability. It's the fact that he can catch balls out of the backfield, but he can also line up at wide receiver in that slot because the numbers that he's been able to put up really are ridiculous. And in 2018, 2019, they were to historic levels. 32 games played those 2 years. And obviously the story with McCaffrey in 2020, 2021, the last 2 years prior to this one, only 10 games played as he was consistently injured. But you see the level of playmaker that he is. 2018-19, he combined 506 carries, nearly 2,500 rushing yards, 223 receptions, which is virtually unheard of for a running back, nearly 2,000 receiving yards, and 32 total touchdowns. His level of production this year hasn't quite been that good, but keep in mind, But the Panthers are dead last in a lot of offensive categories. They have bad quarterback play, and that lends itself to McCaffrey not having as good of a year, but still, he's been a productive back. 72 totes, 325 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, still being utilized somewhat as a pass catcher, 26 grabs for 188 yards. But honestly, I think that the Carolina Panthers should be more aggressive in involving him in the pass game, and they haven't utilized him as such. Now, we're going to continue to break down Christian McCaffrey. We're also going to talk about Brian Burns coming up around the corner, because Brian Burns and Nick Bosa would give the Niners a tantalizing 1-2 punch at that edge rusher spot. But first, you see the shirt that I'm rocking? It's coming from Rome. You want a shirt like this that'll make you look good and feel good and play good? Well, you get 20% off by heading to roan.com/chat. Use the promo code chat. The dress shirt, if you think about it, was due for a radical reinvention, and Roan stepped up to the challenge. Roan's commuter shirt, which is the one that I'm wearing, the most comfortable, breathable, flexible shirt known to man, and here's why. Their comfortable 4-way stretch fabric provides breathability and flexibility that leaves you free to enjoy what life throws your way. Your commute to work, or you playing 18 holes of golf, because they have golf polos as well. It's time to feel confident with a wrinkle-free shirt. You don't see a wrinkle on this shirt right now without the hassle with Roan's wrinkle release technology. Wrinkles disappear as you stretch and wear the shirt. It's that easy. And with Gold Fusion anti-odor technology, you'll be smelling fresh and clean all day long. So, promo code chat at roan.com/chat. You get 20% off your order. And like I said prior to Chat Sports, I was wearing a lot of dress shirts and I hated it. I had to, because I was working as a local news reporter. I wish I would have had my hands on some Roan shirts back in the day, because I would have looked better, and they're slim fit as well. Multiple sizes available. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. So, McCaffrey in this offense. Let's pivot back to the main talking point at play here. Kyle Shanahan can run him in between the tackles. He can run him out to the perimeter because he still has that speed. You saw it in that game on Sunday. He made a couple of really nice plays, and he can utilize his route tree, wheel routes, bubble screens, him being used as a slot wide receiver. Shoot, Shanahan in this offense sometimes has backs out wide at that X spot. McCaffrey can fulfill all of those roles. Now, a little bit earlier during our live show, some people were asking, how much would Christian McCaffrey cost? To trade for him, the Panthers probably going to want a nice little draft compensation, but also in terms of his salary cap hit, he's a pretty expensive player. Now, this year, pretty manageable, $8.7 million, but as Tom Pelissero noted, the Panthers have paid a lot of that. But next year for a running back, $19.5 million. 2024, it's the same price tag. 2025 dips down to $15.5 million. Then he becomes an unrestricted free agent at 30 years old in 2026. So the positives, you get a really special player. The negatives, he's really expensive. But also, he's under team control for a little while. Also a potential out after this year. Some dead money at play as well. With running backs, though, I don't really like paying them big money. I think it's a pretty expendable and replaceable position. Look no further than the San Francisco 49ers. It seems as though since Kyle Shanahan came here in 2017, they've been able to produce at really high levels regardless of who the running back is. That's the beauty of the design, the scheme, as well as the play calls. The Niners get production from everywhere. They're getting it this year from Jeff Wilson. Last year, Elijah Mitchell in his rookie campaign, top 5 in rushing yards per game. And it would be a luxury, though, to have a legitimate number 1 running back, which is why we're having this conversation, and which is why a lot of people who are in the faithful family would like for the Niners to trade for Christian McCaffrey, because while all these backs have been successful, to have that go-to guy that you know that you can count on week in, week out, it would be a luxury to have, but honestly, it's a luxury. I'm not sure if it's a need. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and type my P for pass on Christian McCaffrey. What would you do, though? You're playing the role of John Lynch, the general manager for San Francisco. T for trade, P for pass, embrace debate. Join the comment section down below. Another Panthers target, though, who might be more appealing to some people out there, it's Brian Burns, who is a premier edge rusher who could also be had if the Carolina Panthers decide to go full sell. He's been one of the best edge rushers in the game since getting drafted in the first round out of Florida State back in 2019, and this year, one of the best edge rushers in the sport behind Nick Bosa. 4 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, 6 tackles for loss, 1 pass breakup. And already with Nick Bosa, you see how other players benefit from him being on the field because of all the double teams that go his way. Well, if Brian Burns and Nick Bosa are both on the field, you can't double team either one of them. And if you do, that opens up a lot of pass rushing lanes for the defensive tackles like Charles Omenihu to get home on the opposing quarterback. And Burns, since he came into the league, as I said, he's been getting it done. You look at his numbers during his rookie campaign, 7.5 sacks. 2020, 9 sacks. Last year, 9 sacks. And this year, we just showed you those numbers. He's off once again to a very good start. And in terms of pass rush pressure rate, he is second in the NFL behind the Bear, number 97. In Nick Bosa. We're talking about a truly elite and special talent who is also somewhat affordable with his contract as he's under contract for 1 more year in 2023. He's only 24 years old. That base salary next year of $16 million even, which if you're getting double-digit sacks with the going rate of premier edge rushers in the game today, $16 million for a guy the caliber of Brian Burns actually is a pretty good going rate for a player of that caliber. But also factor in they're going to have to pay big money to Nick Bosa as well. But let's just look at this from a dream scenario. And maybe it's fantasy land, as a lot of people will probably say in the comment section. But we're having fun talking football, and that's what we do here on the channel. Burns and Bosa. Not only would that be a really good shirt, let's call dibs on that if it happens, but they could be the best edge rushing combo in the NFL. And that is so appealing and tantalizing to think about. But why you wouldn't do the deal and why you don't really need Brian Burns, well, the Niners have the deepest defensive line in the National Football League. They have the most sacks in the NFL. And regardless of who is out there, they continue to hunt against the quarterback on the opposing sideline. Samson Ebukam, Charles Omenihu, Hassan Ridgeway, Kerry Hyder Jr., Nick Bosa, Drake Jackson. The list goes on and on and on. Chris Kocurek, best defensive line coach in the NFL. He continues to develop defensive linemen at a stupid rate. Some chat stats here as well before we hop on out of here for this particular segment. Niners leading the NFL, as I said, with 21 sacks. Their sack rate is 10%. That is the best mark of the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era since this current regime took over back in 2017. Scary hours for opposing offenses, regardless of who is along this defensive line. And even if Nick Bosa can't go in this game against the Atlanta Falcons, I would sit him once again. You don't want to mess with that groin. His brother tore his groin in Joey Bosa. He's going to be out, best case scenario, until the end of the season. That's an injury that if you further that type of injury, he could be lost for an extended period of time. Just sit him out against the Atlanta Falcons. You're good enough and deep enough along the defensive line to survive without him, and either way, whether he's on the field or not, still going to be scary hours for opposing offenses. Our last poll question for today's show. If you had to trade for one, who would you trade for? CM for Run CMC, BB for Brian Burns. Let us know right now down below. All right, we'll give you some shout-outs here before we pivot to our next segment. 424 people watching live. Make sure you stay tuned. A mailbag coming up here in just a few moments. Let's see what the people are saying. Deist Mutz. No, Bosa isn't out for the season. Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, best case scenario, he'll be back later in the year, but there's a chance he could miss the rest of the season. Probably not, but a chance. Kyle Coughlin, type in BB. Ruby Blue, BB. James Everidge. Also going Brian Burns, David Corona, Brian Burns, Perk by the Pound, Christian McCaffrey. So you look at our poll question right now, the 49ers are 46% elite, 51% good, 3% overrated and bad. Appreciate all of you for getting those votes in our live poll. I'm going to update it. Who would you rather trade for to see where the people are at further? We'll go Christian McCaffrey, and we'll go Brian Burns to see where the faithful stands on this particular debate. Updated poll question is in. Make sure you get those votes in. So, already, we are 1 segment down, 3 segments left to get to, and we have $60 in Super Chats. I think that we can get to $100 in Super Chats, and if we do, we are going to debut another new toy here on the Niners Report. A 49-ounce 49ers mug. We'll put as many beers in there as possible, and I'll chug out of a brand new 49ers mug that's actually designed like a water cooler. So we're $40 away. We purchased that over the weekend because all of you continue to support the show. Going to have a lot of fun with that. If we pick up $40 more in Super Chats, let's hope that we get there. Your donations go a long way. Mailbag flow, that's what's coming up right now. Couple ways for you to get involved. Hashtag 49ers, better yet, Super Chat to get featured on the show. You have a question that you have for me. Do you have a take that you want to relay to everybody who's tuned into the Niners Report right now? Hashtag 49ers or Super Chat. And with 406 people watching live, only 133 likes. Can we get to 200 likes by the end of this upcoming mailbag? If you like what you're seeing, if you love the Niners Report, and you love the San Francisco 49ers, make sure you hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Hashtag Niners, Super Chat to get featured on the show. Mr. Intense Beat is here. Rich Milich is back. Jakey Ludovina, what it do? Todd Lee also contributing to that comment section. Mailbag coming up. Producer Trace, let me know when you're ready to rock. I'll take a sip of water and then we'll get started answering your questions. You want to see us both take sips? Send in some supers. Sips of beer. Sips of beer. Pause. All right. Mailbag coming your way. Hashtag Niners. Super Chat to get featured on the show. Let's start taking those questions right now. What's good? Welcome in. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report. Hope all of you are having a great day. Coming up on today's show, a mailbag where we take your questions and your comments from all of our loyal and fantastic subscribers. First, though, make sure you join us for another watch party against the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday for Week 6 of the 2022 NFL season. San Francisco looking to make it 3 consecutive wins to push that record to 4-2. We'll be going live for a 30-minute pregame show, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. If you're on the West Coast, wake up early with us. The beers will be flowing. Can't wait to see all of you. Let's get it. All right, 49ers Report mailbag coming your way. We want to kick it off with Die Hard Niner. Do you think the Niners should go all in and sign Odell Beckham Jr.? So actually, I think this Niners team is in a really good spot at that wide receiver spot. And Brandon Ayuk is about to break out, in my opinion. He's been really close, and he's had a couple of really, really good performances up to this point. And then elsewhere, obviously Deebo Samuel is one of the more unique weapons in the National Football League. You have George Kittle. Jawan Jennings, 7 of his 10 catches this year have gone for first downs. I want to see more from Ray McCloud as a speed threat. I want to see more from Danny Gray in the vertical game. I like how Jimmy Garoppolo at least targeted him on a vertical ball last week. I don't think the Niners need to sign or bring in Odell Beckham Jr. unless they suffer an injury at that spot. I think OBJ, as he recovers from that torn ACL, just kind of waiting out the market here to see which team might need him, where he could go to win another Super Bowl, and I think he's going to take his time and be patient with it. After all, he is coming back from that ACL as well. Chualor, next up. Did you know that the Niners signed Sam Sloman to the practice squad? Yes, he is a kicker who went to Miami of Ohio. He got beat out a couple of years ago by Matt Gay. He actually, I think, beat out Matt Gay, who's the current kicker for the Los Angeles Rams, and has really popped around the NFL with a couple of teams over the last couple of years. Now, the 49ers signed him to the practice squad because they're not sure if Robbie Gould is going to be able to play. He suffered that knee contusion in that game against, this past weekend in that victory against Carolina. He kind of got hit hard on one of those kick returns and wasn't able to finish it. So that's why Mitch Wishnowsky had to come on for a couple of PATs and kick the football away. So this is basically an insurance policy. If Robbie Gould can go, he'll obviously be the place kicker. If he can't, though, they have Sam Sloman on the practice squad, then they'll deactivate Robbie Gould, elevate him to the active roster, and he will be the kicker on Sunday if Robbie Gould can, in fact, not go. James Kramer with this. Being an Oregon boy, I feel sorry for Mariota this week. James, I hope that we all come away with that conclusion after this game on Sunday. And to start the year, the Atlanta Falcons were actually pretty frisky, and Marcus Mariota was making some plays happen on the ground. But through the air 2 weeks ago, he threw for like 110 yards. He just hasn't been able to take those necessary strides as a passer since winning the Heisman Trophy at Oregon with Chip Kelly leading the charge back in the day. But this guy isn't a starting quarterback in this league. He doesn't sense pressure really well around him when that pocket breaks down. And we know that San Francisco has the best defensive line in the NFL, number one in the NFL in sacks. And even if Nick Bosa cannot play on Sunday, Drake Jackson will get a lot of those snaps. I fully expect this Niners defensive line to straight up get after it and make it a long day for Marcus Mariota. Gingerbread Man's Trucking, what up? Are you worried about George Kittle? I'm not. I think this is a little bit overplayed. I think it's a little bit overblown. Going into the game last week against Carolina, I wanted to see more from George Kittle, and we did. I thought that George Kittle actually had a pretty solid game. I think the reason that he didn't get targeted all that much after really the first half is because he had that inexcusable fumble, which would have led to the Niners probably at least scoring 3 or 7 more points. But George Kittle looked like the regular George Kittle, right? He was breaking tackles. There was that one play that got called back where he carried like 4 defenders down inside the 5. He caught that long ball down the sideline on that little back shoulder ball, made a couple of really big plays in this pass game. They're using him a lot as a blocker because they don't have Trent Williams. That's why he hasn't been involved as much as a pass catcher. General Manager Evan Henders, what up, brother? With the injury, does the Niners now sign Josh Norman or Malcolm Butler or trade for Desmond King or Noah Igbenogany? I butchered that name, by the way. That was awful. I will fully admit to that.
Noah Igbenogany.
There you go. Trey said it. No, I don't think so. With the Emmanuel Mosley injury, there are replacements on this roster that the Niners can turn to at that cornerback spot. I don't think that they need to sign Josh Norman. He's cooked, Evan. He's absolutely cooked, and he was cooked last year. Desmond King, also don't think he's that good of a player. They're going to look within this roster. And again, let me continue to say this. Reinforcements are on the way. Why? Jason Verrett. He was working out pregame against Carolina. He is now going to be thrust into a larger role. So too is Ambry Thomas. So too is Deommodore Lenoir. And if Lenoir goes out wide, then you have more Samuel Womack in that slot spot. And Charvarius Ward has been one of the best corners in the NFL up to this point. The Niners are good at secondary. That was an area that they addressed this offseason. They made it a deeper unit this year as compared to last year because they saw last year it was a big problem when they had to bring in Drake Kirkpatrick and Josh Norman getting in desperation territory. Joe, what up, Joe Squared? Who do you think is the most impactful person lost to injury? Is there any chance that we get anyone from free agency? Chase, you the GOAT. Enjoy listening to you and your team. Really appreciate that, Joe Squared. Emmanuel Mosley is a huge loss because he was playing excellent football. He did not give up a touchdown in coverage last year, and this year he had given up 1 touchdown, but he was on his way to breaking the mark for pass breakups that he had last year in a career year, and why it's so unfortunate for Emmanuel Mosley, final year of his contract, and he was on his way to really getting a bag, either from the Niners or a different team out there. So that does hurt your cornerback depth and your overall defense to a certain degree. That's certainly impactful. Obviously, if Nick Bosa has suffered a long-term injury, that's the most impactful. But as of now, it doesn't appear like that's going to be the case. Jimmy Ward might be able to play with that club on his hand. Robbie Gould, that might be a huge injury for the short term because if this game comes down to a field goal and you have to rely on Sam Sloman, that's a little bit of a problem, right? And these field goals, they can win and they can lose you games. So really, all of them are impactful, but Emmanuel Mosley, my heart hurts for him the most. BetUS is today's sponsor for our mailbag. Best sports book out there. It's not even close. Chatsports.com/49bet. Promo code Niners125 for a 125% deposit bonus. You put in $100, you get $125 in free money to game with. That's $225 to bet on San Francisco. And for the first time this year, the Niners, the outright favorites to win the NFC West. The Rams are falling apart. The Cardinals aren't good. The Seahawks lost in dramatic fashion to the New Orleans Saints. That has vaulted the Niners up to clear-cut favorites to win this division. You want to take the Niners to win it? Do so with our sportsbook partner, Niners at -180 right now going into Week 6. Gingerbread Man's Trucking. Are you worried about Kittle? Yeah, I talked about this question. I'm not too worried about him. I think he's going to be okay. David Delgado. Love the lion picture, by the way. That's good stuff right there. Jimmy's playing good football the last couple of games. If the Niners win the Super Bowl, do the Niners sign him again? He is playing good football. And Jimmy Garoppolo has had one of the more fascinating careers among all quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. It really is crazy when you decipher and break down kind of everything that's happened during Garoppolo's career, from him being the backup to Tom Brady, him getting traded, going 5-0, tearing his ACL, leading the Niners to that Super Bowl in 2019, having success last year after it looked as though the Niners tried to find his replacement. He is 35-15 as a starter with a 98.8 passer rating, which is great. But he also has a ceiling, and sometimes he's prone to having those really bad clunkers. But the last 2 games, he has been really good. He's been accurate. He's taken some chances. Kyle Shanahan has put more trust in him to throw the ball downfield and outside the numbers. Need to see more from that from Jimmy G. Kyle Coughlin with this. Should we beware of the trap game going into back-to-back weeks facing the Chiefs and the Los Angeles Rams? Can't allow it to happen. You frankly can't. You have a great opportunity at your disposal to go 4-2, which then gives you some wiggle room if you lose both or split against the Chiefs or the Los Angeles Rams. You win this game, you go to 4-2, and by judging how the Chiefs' offensive line played against the Raiders, Niners match up really favorably against Kansas City. Of course, Patrick Mahomes is always going to make back-breaking plays, but I actually like how this Niners team stacks up against KC. Can't be a trap game. Kyle Shanahan made that point be known in the locker room after the game. Got to keep stacking those wins, and I think the Niners are going to be able to do that on Sunday. Speaking of that game, who you got on Sunday? I'm typing my SF for the Niners. Who are you going with, SF or ATL? Get those predictions in right now. Moses Rosa rounding out our mailbag. Talk about Ayuk returning kickoffs and punts. There's certainly a balance there. He's been used in the punt game before, and I don't think that it's smart to really do that. That's why you brought in Ray McCloud. Now, up to this point, he hasn't really popped off a long return, but I think a lot of that is because this special teams unit for San Francisco, which was supposed to be improved under Brian Schneider, hasn't improved at all. But it just opens yourself up to getting injured. And Ayuk, he's really important within this offense. Don't want to see him go down with an injury. I'd rather have the specialist back there in Ray McCloud. Words of wisdom. We got more good ones coming in. Shouldn't Mooney Ward be renamed Mr. Glass? Dude is always getting hurt. He hasn't been hurt this year. What are you talking about? Jimmy Ward got injured, not Charvarius Mooney Ward. So I think you have those Wards confused there. Mooney Ward has played every single game this year, and he's been a top 5 highest graded corner both against the pass and against the run. Only cornerback to have those tallies in the NFL up to this point. Once again, predict the score. Niners, Atlanta Falcons. Who are you going with? And get precise with those score predictions and let us know right now in the comment section. All right, predict the score. What up, what up? Who y'all got? Words of wisdom, my bad. You're good. You're good. I'm here to educate. I'm here to inform, so it's all good. Rich Millich, this could be a statement game. Put them boots on. Yeah, man, put them boots on. Words of wisdom. Egg on my face. You're good, bro. You're good. Appreciate your words of wisdom. Keep Ray going as long as he doesn't turn the ball over. He's been great. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he fumbled it, 2 weeks ago? But he's been solid. Tuck Wyatt, read my questions. Did you use the hashtag 49ers? Got to use hashtag 49ers. Do you see him in the database there, Trace? All right, here we go. Tuck, let's see. We'll pop it up for you. Rams and Cards have horrible schedules. How much does that benefit us? Well, the Rams actually, to start the year, have had arguably the most difficult and strenuous schedule to begin the year, and that's why they're really struggling. I just don't think they're a very good team. I don't think the Cardinals are that good of a team. I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to get fired at some point. So I don't really think have horrible schedules. Oh, you're saying they're difficult schedules. Now I see what you're getting at. Okay, because I was a little bit confused by that. How much does that benefit the Niners? Benefits them a lot. Now, the Niners do have a difficult schedule coming up. In the span of a couple of weeks, they're going to take on the Chiefs. They're going to take on the Rams, Los Angeles Chargers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Miami Dolphins. But it's not as difficult of a schedule as compared to the defending Super Bowl champions and the Arizona Cardinals. And that's why the odds makers have the Niners as the outright favorite to win the NFC West. Mr. BMW saying, "God damn, you suck." Are you talking about me? This show sucks ass? Then why are you watching, bro? We got 64,000 subs.
Appreciate the chats.
Got super chats coming in. If you don't like it, don't watch it. We don't take negativity here. Honestly, I'm concerned about you if you're that negative. A lot of people actually like the show. We're the largest and one of the most watched Niners channels out there. We're answering questions right now, so you can keep that noise. Loser. You're a fucking loser. D Duffy 777, $5 super chat. Have you guys noticed how Jawan Jennings bobbles every catch? Great plays, but concerning. Yeah, during training camp, he did have some difficulties with catching the football. But honestly, he's been awesome on the money downs. And that's a trend that really started last year as well. 7 of his 10 catches this year, they've gone for first downs. And how about that play that he made on Sunday against Carolina where he caught the ball, took a hit, broke another tackle, and then got inside the 5. This guy seems to find himself in a really good position at the right time, right place to make really game-changing plays and catches. He did that Week 17 against the Los Angeles Rams, made some big plays in that Cowboys wildcard game. I like him. Does he bobble some balls? Yeah. He's a 7th-round pick for a reason. He ran like a 4.7 40. He's also pretty steady, though, and he shows up on some of the biggest plays of the game. $100 in Super Chats, and we'll drink out of the 49-ounce mug. We'll debut another new item here on the 49ers Report. We continue to do it like no other YouTube channel out there. We might have haters here in the chat. Mr. BMW Lotus, he's just trying to get my attention here. He said, you're a wannabe. I'm not a wannabe, man. I've grinded my ass off to get to this spot. Grind and hustle. Work my ass off.
Wannabes
Packed
want to be
up
Chase
Nissan
Senior.
Altima, moved
That's
out
the
to
thing.
Illinois. You know, was able to accomplish a lot of things out there. Moved out to Scranton, accomplished a lot of things out there. Won some awards on the largest, most watched local news station in the country. Came down here. We've taken the Niners Report to new heights. Make this company a lot of money. I got access to the analytics. You don't, so you can hate. We'll keep it moving. All right, so yeah, $100 in Super Chats. We'll drink out of that 49-ounce mug. We are, let's see, $35 away from $100 in Super Chats. If you like what you're seeing, send in a super. And we got some haters in the chat. Show them that noise, it ain't accepted here. Look at all the Super Chats coming in. Let's go! Now we're up to $80 in Super Chats, $20 away from drinking as many beers as we can out of the 49-ounce 49ers mug. Antoine, appreciate you, my guy. $10 Super Chat, salute to you. And then we had a $5 Super Chat coming in from Francisco Alvarado. Chat Sports is A1, and Niner Empire loves you, faithful to the Bay. See, that's who I do it for. I don't do it for the haters. I do it for everybody who tunes in every single day to the largest Niners news and rumors channel out there as I work my tail off to give you videos every single day.
Dude,
that's just
Chase,
what we do.
BMW is talking about how he's a 40-year-old virgin. It's wild.
That's weird. That's weird. We can always block him, too. He also deleted his message. That's pretty soft. He deleted his message. So soft. He'll say something in the chat as a keyboard bully. You never say it to my face, though, homie. Exactly. All right. So what do we have coming up next? Going to take a look at some really fascinating Jimmy Garoppolo numbers, and then also what the Niners have to do to get to 3 consecutive wins. Let's first tell you about Call-In, though. We continue to go live on Call-In after every single game. At the tail end of our watch party, the response on Call-In has been awesome as we continue to grow our platforms and all of the content that we use here at Chat Sports. And Call-In is one of those platforms. It's an audio social podcasting app that's very interactive. And that's why we like it, because we interact with the faithful better than any YouTube channel out there. And if you download the Call-In app, you will be able to call into our 49ers Report post-game shows to interact with me, kind of like a sports talk radio show, kind of like Twitter Spaces. So if you have an iPhone, if you have an Android, you can download the app by scanning that QR code. Apple App Store to the left, Google Play Store to the right. Scan that QR code. Join us on Call-In for our Niners Report post-game show so that you can call into the show. Do appreciate that support. Another Super Chat coming in from Rich Milich. He's given in his score prediction, 20-21. Atlanta points feel right. Can't be Super D 100%. What are you trying to say here, Rich? Are you saying that the Niners are going to go down? Because you have the score reversed here. So I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. Are you saying Atlanta's going to win this game? No way. If they do, we'll be in shambles. $20 Super Chat, Mike Concho. Oh! Gets us above 100. So after our final mailbag at the end of the show, we're pouring as many beers as we can into the 49-ounce 49ers mug because we got to $100 in Super Chats. Clap it up for everybody. Honcho, honcho, honcho. San Francisco, faithful to the Bay, chasing crew. San Francisco. Mike, you're the man. You're a real one. Your continuous support of the 49ers Report, absolutely awesome, man. You love to see it, and we're silencing the haters as well. So coming up next on the show, really eye-popping Jimmy Garoppolo numbers as well as trends, and then some things that the Niners have to do to get the 3 consecutive wins, to get that record to 4-2 as part of our Niners-Falcons preview. If you're just joining the show for the first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. 422 people watching live. If you're subscribed, type me. But what you can expect from the Niners Report, videos every single day on San Francisco, news, rumors, analysis, live shows, watch parties. Nobody's doing it like we're doing it. We pride ourselves on audience interaction, and this is what we do. We're going to continue to keep it moving. We want you to join the faithful family, so make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Harold Murillo, Mr. Block Ice, David Corona, Ruby Blue, all subscribe to the channel. Be like them and hit that red sub button. Loaded show coming your way on the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Senior here with you, and it's all presented by a brand new sponsor here at Chat Sports, Roan. Really comfortable, stretchable fabric on all of these dress shirts. Fantastic. That'll have you looking good and feeling even better. 20% off your order if you use the promo code CHAT at roan.com/chat. We'll tell you more about Roan coming up here in just a few moments. Coming your way on the Niners Report, really eye-popping Jimmy Garoppolo numbers as well as trends that goes to show you how good he's been over the last couple of games and how he ranks among some of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, but also coming your way on the docket, how the Niners can improve, keep stacking wins, and make it 3 straight dubs against the Atlanta Falcons during Week 6 of the 2022 NFL season. Really for San Francisco to continue this ascent up the power rankings in the NFC, and to continue to play really good football, it all starts and ends with Jimmy Garoppolo. If he plays average to above average football, the sky is the limit for this football team, because even though they suffered a lot of injuries against the Carolina Panthers, they are multiple studs deep at basically every single position on the field. They have multiple really good players not playing right now, multiple first-round picks not seeing the field, yet they're still putting together really impressive drives offensively and defensively, and they've won back-to-back games. But with Jimmy Garoppolo, it really all starts and ends with him. You get solid quarterback play, and this team can really cause a lot of havoc in the NFC, and they might be the best team in the NFC given the level of coaching and the roster construction that's taken place. For Jimmy G, what I've really liked the last 2 weeks when I've gone back and I've dived into the film, he's being more aggressive. He's throwing the ball downfield. He's taking more chances as a passer. He's making and completing more tight window throws. And with that does come some risks. He has almost thrown a couple of interceptions. And yeah, that's a little bit worrisome. But I'd rather see aggressive Jimmy G as compared to check down and complacent Jimmy G. The back shoulder balls have really been fantastic. And he's also making some throws outside of the hashes, which is something that we have not seen Jimmy Garoppolo do really throughout his Niners tenure. And he's also making some of those throws on some of the money downs throughout the football games. And against the Carolina Panthers, I was really impressed with what I saw. There were turnovers and there were drops, as well as penalties, that could have allowed Jimmy G to throw maybe for 400 yards and 4 tutties. That really did impact the stat line to a certain degree, but he passed the eye test. And when I talk about some of these tight window throws, this was a throw, a big one early in the game to George Kittle. You want to talk about NFL open? You want to talk about an NFL window? Jimmy G able to fit this ball in between 2 defenders here to George Kittle, right up that right hash. This right here is as good as it gets, and you can see right up here that the Carolina Panthers were able to generate somewhat of a pass rush. How about this back shoulder beauty ball to Tevin Coleman? And how about Tevin Coleman getting activated to the active roster and scoring 2 touchdowns, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground, and then this big play really was great, and he said it was a play that he and Jimmy Garoppolo had practiced this past week, but they actually didn't complete the ball, but then they ended up doing it in the game. Like, Tevin Coleman is out on this route, and Jimmy Garoppolo throws a back shoulder ball right here to Tevin Coleman. It's the only place that ball can be put for completion to take place. If you throw that ball on the inside, the defensive back is able to get it and come down with the interception. But to throw this ball after really anticipating what was coming from Jimmy G on the back shoulder to Tevin Coleman was great. And you talk about the anticipatory instincts for Garoppolo. This may have been his best play of the day. to Brandon Ayuk. And it didn't go for a completion because Brandon Ayuk actually dropped the ball. The blitz came as the Carolina Panthers sent some pressure. Jimmy Garoppolo knew the pressure was coming, dropped back, threw this ball once again on the back shoulder to Brandon Ayuk, and Ayuk had to get turned around, but that's the design of the play, and that's where the football has to go, and that's on Ayuk to make this play. Jimmy G wasn't making these throws last year. He wasn't even attempting them. And this is partially because Kyle Shanahan is putting more trust in Jimmy Garoppolo to be more aggressive, because hopefully both of them came together and realized that if you're more aggressive with pushing the ball downfield, it makes this offense more dangerous and certainly less predictable. We're going to continue to break down some really awesome numbers from Jimmy G and then what the Niners have to do to come through with another win against the Atlanta Falcons. First, though, do want to give a shout out to Roan. The dress shirt was due for radical reinvention, and Roan stepped up to the challenge. Roan's commuter shirt, which is the one that I'm wearing here on the show, is the most comfortable, breathable, and also flexible shirt, as you see, known to man. And here's why. Comfortable four-way stretch fabric provides breathability and flexibility that leaves you free to enjoy what life throws your way, from your commute to work, or if you're playing 18 holes of golf. It's time to feel confident with a wrinkle-free shirt without the hassle. With Roan's wrinkle release technology, wrinkles disappear as you stretch and wear the shirt. It's that easy. With Gold Fusion anti-odor technology, you'll be smelling fresh and clean all day. And on top of that, Roan 100% machine washable, so you can ditch the dry cleaner, save some money altogether. The commuter shirt can get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next, even if you're hitting the town like sometimes we do here at Chat Sports, because you know, and the real ones know, that we certainly party hard. 20% off of your order site-wide if you use the promo code CHAT at roan.com/chat. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. Going back to Jimmy G, the importance of him. How about this? Since 2017, the Niners are 17-5 when he does not throw an interception. And for Garoppolo throughout his entire career, it really is staggering that he's had one of the more fascinating careers among all quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. He is 35-15 as a starter with a 98.8 passer rating. That is up there with some of the most elite and best quarterbacks in the National Football League. That's the importance of Jimmy Garoppolo playing well and the importance of him to this football team. When he plays well, when he plays a clean slate, this team is really difficult to stop when you combine the pass game with the run game on top of this defense being the #1 defense in the National Football League. More news, notes, and points to get to coming up in just a second. But first, if you think that this offense is finding its stride because the last 2 weeks they have against the Rams and against the Panthers, as they put up 30 points offensively against Carolina, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Some continued offensive improvements that I want to see against Atlanta. And while I like how the schedule has kind of played out, some easy cupcake games here because it allows the Niners to kind of find that groove. The Niners right now struggling still offensively in a couple of really important categories. Points per drive. They're still 30th in the NFL even after that 30-point explosion. Defensively, though, they are first, giving up less than 1 point per drive. And if the offense figures it out, combined with the defense, this team, they are going to be oh so dangerous. More offensive rankings for San Francisco. They've continued to actually get better the last couple of weeks, but they can continue to even improve in these categories. Yards per game, 339. That's 20th in the NFL. Several years ago, it would have been awesome. Nowadays in 2022, it's really just average. Points per game, they're 17th as they continue to get a little bit better there. Passing yards per game, 25th. Rushing yards per game, 138.8. It goes back to my original point. You figure out the pass game on top of the run game. It makes the offense a little bit more difficult to defend. And if it becomes a little bit less predictable, the Niners can really do whatever they want against the opponent through the air and on the ground. So with that, let me ask you this. Who needs to do better? Is it Jimmy Garoppolo at that quarterback spot, or is it Kyle Shanahan at that head coaching spot? I think the Shanahan has actually called some pretty good games, and the throws have been there for Jimmy G. Some drops have also taken place, but let us know. JG for Jimmy G, KS for Kyle Shanahan. And as you venture down to the comment section, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. We continue to pick up so many subscribers here on the Niners Report. 2,000 people have joined us and subscribed to the channel over the last calendar month as we continue to be the most watched and largest Niners news and rumors channel out there. 64,500 people up to date are subbed to the channel. Join the party for daily Niners videos. DVOA, excuse me. Total for the Niners, they're at 5th. Offensively, they're 16th. Defensively, 1st. And special teams, 29th. Really what this is, the overall ranking of your unit as a team with all of the kind of analytical metrics combined into one. So the Niners to be total 5th is great. Offensively, 16th, they're right in the middle of the pack with 32 teams in the NFL. Defensively, 1st, but this special teams unit at 29th, it was supposed to improve. That's why they brought in a new special teams coordinator in Brian Schneider, who took a year off. He was good with the Seattle Seahawks. This year, though, has not been good. And the special teams has to improve for this team to really tap into its fullest capabilities as a roster. The Niners, one of the worst special teams units in the NFL back in 2021, and this year, also not good. They have gotten 2 field goal kicks blocked. One went back for a touchdown against Seattle. Another one got blocked against Carolina. And in coverage against Carolina, how many times were the Panthers able to start their drives around midfield? And it happened because of coverage breakdowns on the kicks and punts. Now, Mitch Wishnowsky has been pretty solid. It's more so the kick return coverage that has not been good. But you brought in guys like George Odom. You brought in guys like Burks to make this special teams unit a little bit better. And they really haven't shown up to this point, nor has Ray McCloud. Brian Schneider, that's on you. How about this stat as well? Because the Niners are going to be on the East Coast once again, playing the Atlanta Falcons. After a win against Carolina since 2019, San Francisco 12-3 when they travel cross-country to play in the Eastern time zone. They're going to look to make it 13-3 against Atlanta on Sunday. And, of course, we'll be doing a watch party for that football game. I hope all of you join us. So speaking of that game, get those predictions in. Niners, Falcons, Kyle Shanahan going up against his former team when he was the OC. SF for the Niners, ATL for the Atlanta Falcons. Let us know right now in the comment section. Lastly, the Niners, in order to put together 3 consecutive wins, they have to survive without Emmanuel Moseley. He tore his ACL late against the Panthers in Week 5, and we're talking about a player who was trending in a really special stratosphere. He was so stellar in 2021. No touchdowns allowed in coverage, 11 pass breakups on 74 targets, 495 coverage snaps in total, and 33 receiving yards per game. And this year, he was actually on his way to maybe having a better season than what he had last year. Him and Charvarius Mooney-Ward were combining to have one of the top 1-2 cornerback duos in the National Football League. So to not have Moseley, yes, the Niners do have some players who could replace him, but they're not going to replace him to the caliber of Emmanuel Moseley. 57 snaps in coverage here in 2022, targeted 27 times. He's given up 18 receptions, receiving yards per catch at 8.9, 1 pick, as well as 1 touchdown. This guy really has been a special player. As for the players who could potentially replace him, you're looking at internal options like Deommodore Lenoir, Jason Verrett, as he continues to come off that torn ACL, Ambry Thomas, and Samuel Womack. Verrett can play outside. We've seen that. He was so good in 2020. Ambry Thomas can play outside as well. I like Deommodore Lenoir and Samuel Womack more so in the slot, but if you need to turn to those guys to play outside, you can. They lack some of that length and size that is necessary to really play well on that outside corner spot. But these are good players here who will help at least absorb the blow of losing Emmanuel Moseley. With these 49ers injuries, our last poll question for today's show, are you concerned about them? C for concerned, D for deep. I want you to show off that football intellect and let us know in the comment section. Lastly, Falcons are feisty, but it's another game that San Francisco should definitely dominate. There is no excuse to lose this game. And if you go to 4-2 on the year, what you're able to do basically in turn is give yourselves a cushion going up against the Kansas City Chiefs the following week and the Los Angeles Rams after that as you enter the most difficult portion of the schedule for the Niners. All right, let's give you some shout-outs here, some Super Chats to catch up on. After our upcoming mailbag, we're drinking out of the 49ers 49-ounce mug because we got past $100 in Super Chats. Dave in the desert, what up, man? TL was drafted because of JG's availability. Nobody seems to be talking about what happens if he goes down. Definitely a possibility with Trent out. Oh, we've talked about it a lot, Dave. If it happens, the Niners are screwed. I like Brock Purdy. I like Brock Purdy as a backup. I don't like him as a long-term starter. If Jimmy G goes down for an extended period of time, you go into a very precarious and hairy situation. Appreciate that super chat, Dave. Alexander Bridges, $2 super chat. My man, do appreciate that donation. Hayes Neone, $10 super chat. Screw that BMW guy. You rock, Chase. Thanks, man. I was a fan of you when you were on my local news channel at WNEP Newswatch 16. Wow, that's crazy. Now you're reporting on my Niners. You are passionate AF too. Much respect. From Carbondale, PA. Shout out to the 570. Hayes Neone. Really do appreciate that compliment. Some good times in northeastern Pennsylvania, living up there in the Scranton area, working for WNEP. We covered 17 counties, so I was everywhere, including Carbondale. Really do appreciate that compliment. Really do appreciate that super chat. You're the best. Clap it up for Hayes. Rich Milich, throw wider, opens up holes for all of this motion. Rich, that's good. You should host the 49ers Report because I did not specifically say that, but it does make sense. You throw outside the hashes, and it opens up the hash throw for George Kittle as well as that run game, whether it's a play action, whether it's that direct pitch, whether it's that delayed handoff or draw play. Great point right there, Rich. So, good stuff right there. Mailbag coming up to really round out the show. We are going to drink as many beers as we can out of the 49-ounce 49ers mug because we got past $100 in Super Chats. So, I'm actually going to send a message to our homeboy Tex, who's running community right now. Scranton like The Office from Tuck? Yes, exactly. All of the images from the intro to The Office are from Scranton. I actually went and visited all of them. Let's see. Let me send a message to Tex here.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure John Krasinski just drove around Scranton and just took videos off of a handheld camera or something for it.
And he still goes back. A lot of the characters go back to that area pretty frequently. All right, sending a message to Tex to get that beer mug ready. Going to get that 49ers mug ready. As many beers as we can drink out of a 49-ounce 49ers mug. That's what's coming up after this mailbag because all of you did such a great job of supporting the show, sending in those super chats. You're all the best. Do appreciate that. All right, coming up to round out our live show, a mailbag where we take your questions and your comments from all of our loyal subscribers. San Francisco. You're watching the Niners Report by Chat Sports coming your way on today's show. I'm your host, Chase Sr. Let's go, Faithful. Really pumped up to take your questions and your comments from all of our loyal subscribers. And if you want to be involved in our mailbags moving forward, just hit that red sub button down below. We continue to grow like crazy, trying to, at some point, get to 100,000 subscribers. We're approaching 65,000 subs. A big reason we've been able to grow. All of your support. Do appreciate that. Just wanted to say that in advance. Speaking of our subscribers, Parrish Smith is one. If we beat the Chiefs and the Lambs again, we're going to the bowl. What you think? So, got to beat the Falcons first. I don't want to overlook Atlanta because throughout the first 5 weeks, they've actually been a pretty feisty opponent. And that's not a team that you can overlook. It's not a team where you think that you go in to Atlanta expecting a cakewalk, and then you turn the football over, you commit penalties like they did against Denver, and then you go down against an inferior opponent. Like Kyle Shanahan said in the locker room after the Panthers win, great win, but let's keep stacking those dubs. A victory here gives you 3 straight. I think it's a favorable matchup against Kansas City. I think the 49ers are really, really good, especially going up against the Los Angeles Rams, who I don't think are very good. An opportunity here to really put together a special winning streak for San Francisco. I will tell you this, Parrish. Great photo, by the way. The catch Dwight Clark against those fraudulent Dallas Cowboys. The Niners have a roster that is equipped to compete and win a Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo just has to play above average football. That's really it. With this game on Sunday, of course we're going to be doing another watch party because we do watch parties every single week. Shoot, I woke up on Sunday in New York, took a flight down to Dallas to the Chat Sports Studios in time for a watch party. I would never miss it, and I ain't going to miss this one. It all starts with a 30-minute pregame show, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Some really good Super Chat games cooked up once again. The beers will be flowing, live play-by-play, analysis and audience interaction, pregame show, postgame show as well. Subscribe and join us. Turn on those noties. The Gingerbread Man. Do you think the Niners have the best defense in the league? I don't even think it's close. Now, with Emmanuel Moseley going out, certainly a big hit to the secondary. There's no doubt about that. But they can absorb that blow with some really good players who are still on this roster at that cornerback spot. And with Jason Verrett coming back and Charvarius Ward playing lights out football. And the fact that this Niners linebacking core, both Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, are two of the top 5 highest graded linebackers in the NFL. This defensive line continues to generate excellent pressure on the opposing quarterback. And if quarterbacks don't have time to throw, sometimes it doesn't matter what happens on the back end, which is why the Niners can survive without E-Man. Words of wisdom. Chase, someone needs to look into the trainer, as they have had way too many injuries than most teams do. You're actually right about that, because the 49ers are top 10 in injury rate every single year since Kyle Shanahan took over as head coach. They've suffered a lot of injuries. Now, a lot of teams across the NFL also suffer injuries. I think part of that is because Kyle Shanahan runs a very physical style, and the 49ers play a physical brand, not just offensively, but defensively. I also think that turf fields are a straight-up crime and a straight-up joke. If the NFL really is concerned about player safety, all they have to do is just get rid of turf fields, put in a grass surface, and a lot of these injuries would not happen. So words of wisdom, you do make a good point right there. Niners have been injured a lot of circumstances that certainly play into that. After our watch party on Sunday, we're going to be going live on Callin. I hope that all of you join us. It's like Twitter Spaces, but even better, an interactive audio social podcasting app where you can call into the show and interact with me. It's one thing to read your comments here on YouTube. It's another to actually be able to hear your voices and you call into the show like an old school sports talk radio show on Callin. Download the app by scanning the QR code on your screen here, available in the Apple Store as well as the Google Play Store. To my guy, Chua Lore, he's been a real one, day one Niners Report supporter. What should the Niners do with their special teams coach? If he struggles again this week, and if he continues to struggle all throughout this year, Brian Schneider, your seat going to continue to get hot. They already fired their special teams coach from last year. He went to the Chicago Bears. I thought it was going to be a little bit better with Brian Schneider, and it hasn't. This year, 2 blocked field goals, 1 went back for a touchdown, and coverage breakdowns cannot happen because all 3 phases are needed to win yourself a big game like the Niners were able to do last year against Green Bay with that blocked punt. Byron McCants, what up, bro? Not a question, but an observation. Doesn't always need to be a question. I appreciate it, Byron. I really need Jimmy to go through all of his progressions. I was at the Carolina game, and there were some home run balls that he didn't see. I actually thought that Jimmy G played a really good game against Carolina. He went through his progressions in certain moments. I like how he took some shots downfield, anticipatory throws, back shoulder balls, tight window throws. But yes, you're right, Byron. He's missed a couple of throws over the last couple of weeks. There's no doubt about that. And we want to see him just play solid at that quarterback spot, because if he does, this Niners team, they're destined for really, really special things. Tuck Wyatt, man, he really wants us to answer his questions. I want to answer them as well. Tuck, okay, let's see what he's trying to say here. Where are we with DeForest Buckner? That's question 1. Question 2, rank the top 5 wide receivers and tight ends, D-line and safety cores. Niners are top 5 in all of those. Question 3, Kyle makes running backs good, or do they make him he say all he needs is a running back to find holes? Tuck, you fit a lot in there, man. I'm going to try to break this down as best as possible. So, where are we with DeForest Buckner? The Niners are the best defense in the NFL, and they've gotten really good production out of their defensive tackles, and that's without Eric Armstead and Javon Kinlaw. They've still gotten really good production from Kerry Hyder. Charles Omenihu is earning himself the bag. He's been playing a lot of DT. Hassan Ridgeway has also been really good. Kevin Givens has been fantastic. So, honestly, I'm not sure if Buckner makes this defense that much better. Top 5 wide receiver, tight end, D-line and safety cores, the Niners are probably top 5 in all of those. And then Kyle is the one who calls and designs the run plays in this offense. So he makes the running backs good, because if the running backs made him good, every running back who came in here wouldn't always be productive, and they always are. Did my best, Tuck. Appreciate the question. BetUS, our sponsor for this mailbag. Chatsports.com/49bet, promo code Niners125 for a 125% deposit bonus. What that means is you put in $100, you get an additional $125 to game with. And if you want to bet on this game Sunday in Atlanta, you know the faithful is going to take over that stadium, because the Falcons, they don't have any fans. It's going to be a sea of scarlet red. Niners 6-point favorites, over under, the highest of the year actually, 43.5 for all Niner games. Chatsports.com/49bet, promo code Niners125, sign up today. My boy, Hanif Razak, how many yards will Ayuk, Debo, as well as Metcalf and Lockett get? They're in my fantasy. Let's say that Ayuk breaks out for 80. Debo, 70 with like 30 rushing yards, 2 combined touchdowns. Metcalf and Lockett, they play for the Sea Chickens. They're on your fantasy team. Usually I like to say not many people care about your fantasy team, but I got you, Hanif. You're a big supporter of what we do. It really depends on the Jekyll and Hyde nature of Geno Smith. Those guys can go off, or they can have lackluster performances. I've actually been surprised at how good the Seahawks offense has been. And this is real. Geno Smith has outplayed Russell Wilson so far this year. RRDH, when is Jason Verrett coming back? TBD. He worked out pregame prior to that Panthers game. He was on the field. He was running. He looked solid. He practiced last week, expected to practice this week as well. So really it comes down to when he feels comfortable. And hopefully that's soon, because Niners going to be without Emmanuel Mosley. Rich Milich, I'm expecting a different tempo and dynamic in the Atlanta game. Defensive domination just isn't likely this often. You're right. That's why it's important for the Niners offense to get it together. That's why I really liked what I saw from the Niners offense, putting up 30 points, and it could have been 37 if George Kittle didn't put the pill on the carpet. Gonna need to score a little bit more anyway overall. I still got the Niners winning 28-21. And if they win, they cover the spread. That'll make a lot of people happy by the number that you put there, 28-21. I think this is a touchdown win. And oftentimes, a lot of these games in the NFL are decided by one score or less. If this game is close, it's okay. Speaking of score predictions, Rich Milich gave us his. What is yours? Let us know right now and show off your genie in the bottle type of knowledge. San Francisco, Atlanta, meeting Sunday in Atlanta. What are your score predictions? Let us know right now. All right, before we hop on out of here, we do have a lot of stuff to get to. And by a lot, I mean beers. We got past $100 in Super Chats, and because of that, we're pouring as many beers as we can into this 49-ounce 49ers mug that I just purchased the other day, and we were able to purchase it because of all of your Super Chat donations. So I'm going to debut the mug here. Clap it up to everybody who sent in a Super Chat. If you want to send in a Super Chat, $50, Trace will do a beer bong. But in the meantime, check out this mug. This thing is awesome. It's 49 ounces for the San Francisco 49ers. You have the classic print here logo, as well as the classic SF logo. But it's also designed like a water cooler because it has the little spout here. Now, the spout isn't open, otherwise we'd spill all the beer. So I'm going to fit as many beers in here as possible. And we're going to see how quickly we can take this down. These beers are extremely cold. Antoine getting in that $2 Super Chat. I guarantee you that if you send in a Super Chat, we'll pop it up on the screen. No guarantees that we'll get to those other questions. Tuck Wyatt, you are just on one today, my guy. And we're going to finish these beers here. Miller Lite, it's what I was brought, bro. I'll drink any beer, though. Because it's October, I'm really excited to try some pumpkin beers, but in Dallas, it's too warm for that right now. So I'm waiting until it gets a little bit colder to start drinking those pumpkin beers. Is that plastic or ceramic? It's plastic. It's plastic. That'd be pretty dope if it was ceramic. But that would be the biggest ceramic mug ever. All right, 3 beers going in this piece. From Tuck? All right, Tuck, what do you got? All right, Tuck, another one. Banks, Kinlaw, Lance. Should we just get a lot of picks in later rounds, not early? Russ is washed. Sutton, Judy versus Lockett, Metcalf, Watt was better place for him wide receiver-wise. Thanks. We got you. Ryan, thanks for the compliment, man. Yeah, I was just messing with the haters. It does not keep me up at night. I'll tell you that much. All right. Yeah, no, look, Tuck, Banks has actually been really good this year. Got to give credit where credit is due. Kinlaw always injured. We'll see what happens with Lance. The jury is out for him. We'll see. But yeah, the Niners do a great job of hitting on picks late. And if they hit on picks late, that's fine. That's fine. Rude Alien, what up? About to take down this 49-ounce beer mug here. That's a lot of beer. $2 super chat coming in from Antoine. To the dome, brother. It's going to go to the dome. If you want to send in a super chat, send in a super chat. Guaranteed to get it featured on the show. If we get $50 in total, Trace will do a beer bong. I'm doing this because we got to $100 in total. All right, here we go.
Chug, 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 chug. Senior, senior, senior. What a guy.
That is so cold, man.
Hey,
my eyes are almost watering.
Tex, I know you can hear this. Bring warm beers next time.
Yeah.
Chugging cold beer, it ain't it. I know. I'm not sure if that's what they do out in Austin, brother. That's not how we do it.
We got a little bit of it down. I didn't say I was going to drink the whole thing at once. I just said we're going to put as many beers in this 49-ounce mug for the Niners, and we're going to take it down. So we will take it down, and we'll stay live as long as we can take it down.
Terry, I see your concern about Chase. Hope you're not driving home today. It's a good thing that Chase runs to work every day.
Yes. I walk and run to work. I do sometimes run. I've run for like 140 straight days, so sometimes you just got to keep the run streak alive. How many went in there? 3. But you could probably fit 4, but the foam was a little bit high because these beers are so cold. Willie, you weak? Dude, I'll shotgun a beer for a $50 super chat right now in less than 4 seconds. But I am weak right now at how cold this is. It's fucking freezing.
To the dome.
My
to
concho.
the dome.
I got 5 on it. That's a great song, by the way.
I got 5 on it.
The Fugees, right? Or no, I was wrong. Lunas and Michael Marshall? Yeah. I got 5 on it. Oh, I got you. 49-ounce 49ers mug. So you have the traditional Niner print logo there. And then this. What'd you say? No, there isn't a, you can't open it. It's just like designed like a water cooler. So that's the other element here. So it's a Niners water cooler little beer here. What? No, because I thought you could. I thought you could slide it up, but there's not like a hole in here to actually allow the beer flow. That would be pretty dope, though, to drink it like that out of the water cooler. $100 for 40 hands next stream. Antoine. It's a pretty good super chat challenge. Edward 40 hands. Would you do that, Trace? You'd have to produce.
Yes, I would do it.
Oh, Willie! 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 Well, he said I'm weak. I said, yo, for a $50 super chat, I'd shotgun a beer in less than 4 seconds. We got to get a warm beer. We'll get you a custom graphic, Willie.
Willie. Oh, let Chase go. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Willie. Everybody type WG for Willie Gerald in the comments section here. Here, just give it to me, Tex. My man. Appreciate it, brother. Trace, you got keys on you? Yeah. Willie, you said I'm weak. Hey, I like the challenge, man. I like the challenge. You're the man. All right, type WG. Jesus, Ray, David Corona, Ernesto, Tuck, Antoine, Ellis 10. Willie bro. He is a bro. Big Raul. Tony Montana. Tony Montana. Faster than Jimmy's release. Thanks, bro. Oh, wow, Trace, you got the little... Oh, those are yours. I always get confused. You've shown me this before. I was like, oh, you got the pocket knife on deck? It's pretty cool, though. Yeah. All right. Willie!
Willie wants to party!
Willie! And I still have to take down a little bit of this. Type WG for Willie
Dub
G.
G, Dub G, Dub G. Tuck's typing it. Mike Honcho's typing it.
Willie
How about
G
the
is a
Niners
G.
typing it? Joe Squared is typing it. Sneaky Phoenix saying, hey, good game against the Panthers.
Ellis 10 about the shotgun.
Let's go,
with ya.
Ellis!
Let's go, Ellis. Send it to me on IG. We'll get you on the show. Just send me a reminder in case I forget. David Corona, Philadelphia beat the Braves. Game 1, 7-6. I was watching. I went nuts.
Y'all want to see a video of Chase
I went
afterwards?
nuts. Yeah.
Y'all want to see a video?
You can show it. I was pumped. Love the mug, Chase. You freaking rock, Gregory. Thank you. Thoughts on Verrett from Ken H? It's going to be fine, man. I think that's a reinforcement that the Niners really needed. And to have him join this team as compared to about this juncture of the season where they had Drake Kirkpatrick and Josh Norman, so much better. So much better. Day one. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Trace is going to show me my reaction to the Phillies winning today. Yeah, one more. Let's fucking go! David Corona, you're the man. All right, I'm going to take this down. Willie said I was weak. Willie, I told you I'd take this down in less than 4 seconds. So, Trace, you got to get out the stopwatch. The pressure is on me. Don't be scared. Drink up, bro. I got you, Willie. AU! What up, Faithful? I got home from work and Chase is getting hammered. Hey, because we're debuting a new little super chat prop, dude. This 49-ounce 49ers mug. We got beers in this piece. We're letting it rip. All right. So Trace, on the crack, is going to time the shotgun. I told Willie I'd do it in less than 40 seconds. I'm going to do it in less than 4 seconds, excuse me. 49, 40. A lot of fours in my mind. So here we go. All right. On the crack is when you time it. 3-9. A miraculous 3-9. Holy cow. That hurt. Ugh. I had like the bubble
Imagine
in my
if
chest
that was cold.
too. I've done them. I think my record is like 2-2. That one was a little bit longer, but I could feel the bubble in my chest. Ray Sanchez, like my sex life. That is hilarious, dude. Rude J Alien, what a savage. Coors Light tastes so good. Antoine, don't throw up, pussy. I won't. Just had to burp. Be careful, Chase. We need you. Oh, we're good, bro. We're good. We're good. I still have to take down this 49-ounce 49ers mug, which is designed like a water cooler for those of you just joining us. And we're just hanging out, taking your questions, taking your super chats. Let's do this. $18 away from $200 in super chats. Trace, if we get there, Freedom Funnel? Freedom Funnel? Freedom Funnel, if we get to $200
I like to party.
in super chats, $18 away from $200. Trace will do the Freedom Funnel for $200 in super chats. We're 18 away. At you, Chase is a gangsta like that. 3-9 at the Chug Showdown. Willie G. Hey, I'm a man of my word. Does the mug cost $49.49? No, it's actually pretty affordable. I think it was like $15. Ken H, keg stand. We might have to do that at some point. We might have to bring in a keg for an
Let's do a
NFL
keg
game day.
stand.
I'm not going to lie.
I'll do it.
Bossman Yodes had pitched that at one point. Mitch had talked about it as well.
I love
Antoine,
keg stands.
Chase sounded like he'll do it for free. See, Antoine, you're a homie because you were like, don't throw up, pussy. That's how me and my boys would talk to one another. Don't throw up, pussy. I won't. But I do have to finish this 49-ounce 49ers beer mug. So let me chug once more. Renee, If you're too drunk, you can do a line or bump of yee-yaw blowski, and then you will feel normal again. I've never done cocaine. Never done cocaine.
She's not talking about cocaine. It's yee-yaw blowski. It's different.
How is that different?
It's a different name, obviously.
Yeah, look, that's not my thing. Just not my thing. But the Cali bud? Niners country. Let's fly.
Let's fly.
While drinking from a beer bong and time it. Tony Montana. Tony Montana. Synthetic alternative. Hey, $18 away. Trace will do the Freedom Funnel or beer bong. We'll make it a poll. We'll make it a poll if we get $18 more in Super Chats. I hope you're not driving, bro. I walk to work. I run to work every day. I ran 3 miles this morning. Run streak closing in on like 140 straight days. So I'm good, man. I put in a lot of work to keep the physique okay because I know that during football season we drink a lot of beers. All right, I owe y'all another beer chug out of the Niners mug. We're almost there. Rich Millich. He gets us closer. We're 15 away. Can you name the Niner offensive lineman that's improving? Oh, for sure, dude. Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks has been really good. Aaron Banks and Spencer Burford, two of the biggest surprises, I think, in the NFL along the offensive line. Aaron Banks has been great, and he was not good in the preseason. Spencer Burford showed some flashes. He's been solid. I was actually interacting with Burford the other week, and he said, I told him, because he reached out to me after he watched our segment on him, and I said, hey, man, if you're ever in Dallas, hit me up, because he's from the San Antonio area. He went to UTSA. He said, when I'm in Dallas, I'll hit you up. So Burford's my guy. But Burford, even Brendel, dude, like this offensive line, outside of that Denver game, I actually think they've been really, really good. They've certainly exceeded expectations. Chase runs to work with the 40-ounce in his hands from King Mufasa. Can't say I've done that, but maybe I'll have to do that at some point. Chua Lore, let's have a competition with Chiefs Report in Week 7. Oh, you already know. You already know. We'll be doing that.
Y'all want to hear how soft the Chiefs show was? Yesterday against playing the Raiders. Crazy comeback. Less than $300.
Less than 300?
Soft.
Less than 300.
Whoever was producing it sucked. And it was me. It was me producing it.
Yeah, Niners is one of our best channels here at Chat Sports. So I'll put our channel up against almost any other
It is
channel.
the best channel because they have the best fans.
In terms of
because the
size.
Niner Gang is the best.
Yeah, we're definitely up there at Chat Sports. But we are the best. We are the best.
We are the best.
Hanif Razak. Show that question. We'll show him some love. $13 away from producer Trizzy doing the Freedom Funnel or Beer Bong. We'll make it a poll question. $13 away. Oh, there's 10. We're 3. I believe I'm saying this right, and I know that you've probably corrected me in the past. Hoitran? Please let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. If not, correct me. Hanif, what are the benefits and negatives of beer? More negatives than benefits, right? Well, I mean, obviously, drinking alcohol, there really aren't many benefits of it, right? I mean, if you drink
Except for
wine,
that, it's fun.
It's fun. It can relax you. I'm not sure that it's great for the body. There are like health benefits to wine. Remember like Amari Stoudemire used to bathe in wine for recovery purposes? I'm not sure if that works, but it is said to have some benefits. But outside of that, AU 200, get the Freedom Funnel ready. Or beer bong. We got to make it a poll. So stay seated. Stay seated, and we'll make that the poll question. By the way, we're going to end this poll here. Who would you rather trade for? 67% Christian McCaffrey, 33% Brian Burns. Interesting stuff right there. All right, let's see. I'm going to make it the poll question. Trace should do, and we'll put a couple minutes on this. Beer bong, Freedom Funnel. I'm curious to see what people will say here. But yeah, Hanif, not many benefits. I like taking down some beers, but again, definitely take the physical nature of my life pretty seriously. I eat extremely healthy. It's actually ridiculous. Work out every single day. So we supplement that with working out, all the beer drinking that we do. What'd you say? Almost 140, I think. Might be at 140. Yeah, 140, I believe. We're closing in on that. Wheatran pronounces, sorry, what'd you say the comment section's going? Pronounce like wheat. Take a shot of Henny. I don't have any Henny here, and we don't have any Henny. At some point, we might have to take a shot of Henny, though. Might have to take a shot of Henny. Funny story about Henny. I was like probably 21, 22 at this time. I went to visit my sister in Washington, D.C., and, we were like day drinking all day, taking down some beers, taking some shots and stuff like that. And, maybe some Bleezies were being passed around. And at one point, somebody brought out Henny. And it was one of my sister's homies. And I had never drank a Hennessy before. And at this point, I had drank so much throughout that day. I, was drinking Henny out the bottle. I didn't make it the rest of the night.
We had a date.
I didn't make it the rest of the night.
We had a date
That was
party.
when I was like a little young buck.
We had a date party in college. Same thing. It was a Halloween party. We decided we were going to get crazy and get off the Henny. And that night ended very quickly.
Yeah. Ken H, love me some indica. I like the sativa, man. Because I like the energy caffeine boost, so to speak. Trey said, I like it. Eat the tequila worm, bruh, from Shylock. I would do that. You don't know about that? So in brown tequila, in some brands, they'll put a worm at the bottom of the bottle. Why? I have no idea. But maybe? I don't know. It's weird. But, that is what is at the bottom of some tequila bottles. Usually it's the brown tequila. I don't really like brown tequila. I'd rather go white. Something about that brown tequila just kind of creeps me out a little bit. Yeah, Mexican tequila from Shylock.
Is it that the worm is in there and that creeps you out?
No, it's just I would eat the worm. I honestly would.
You would eat it?
I would eat it.
Oh,
I would
no
just
way.
swallow it.
I mean, yeah, you kind of have to
I wouldn't
just
chew it.
go down. You have to just go.
Just throw it down the hatch.
Yeah.
Ray Sanchez, are you out? My man. Appreciate you, brother.
Dude, I had a kid.
Deuces.
I had a friend in high school who he put a fish in a water bottle and drank that in high school and ate a fish, like a live fish.
I mean, the stomach acid's going to break that thing down.
It's grody.
Don't ever drink the worm from Rude Alien. AZTC Pride, only Mezcal has the worm. No, I've seen brown tequila with the worm. I really have. Time to prove it here and now, Holmes. We don't have tequila at the cut. I don't know about these vapes, though. I truly feel the real stuff might be safer. I agree, man. So, my mom passed away of cancer, so I'm, really scared of, using shower products, suntan lotion, all those vapes and stuff. It kind of creeps me out because it's right now we don't know what the health implications of those things are, but maybe down the road we might. So those things do creep me out a little bit. There's no doubt about that. Ain't no better show. Fuck what you mean, Billy Wright, or fuck you mean. I got you. Thanks, dog. Oh, man, sorry about that. It's all good, bro. Back in 2018. We're better now. Stronger now. Liquid in the lungs. No long term. All right. More chugs to go here. What's up, Coop? Just chilling? Yeah. Some people are challenging us to eat a tequila worm. We just don't have the tequila bottle to eat the worm with.
Go outside.
Would you eat the tequila worm, though? So, in some bottles of dark tequila, so there's white tequila, dark tequila, there's a worm at the bottom of the bottle. Would you eat the worm? No, of course not. Is it a real worm? Yes, it's a real worm. I would just throw it down the hatch and not even chew it. You know
I
what
would
mean?
take it with a shot.
Throw it down the hatch.
I feel like you put it in your mouth with a shot and you'd go.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to, thanks, Parrish. Appreciate it. I'm going to chug the rest of this. Coop, we good on Sixers? All right, bet. We'll get that. Ellis 10, what are you ashamed about? That's why I won't show the video. Oh, you're ashamed of the shotgun, Ellis? Come on, man, send it to me.
Ellis. Come on, Ellis, you got it. Ain't nothing wrong with the bad shotgun.
Words of wisdom. Chase, if you had a gun to your head, Zima or Smirnoff? I got to look up Zima.
Pull the trigger.
I got to look up Zima. See if I've had that. I've had Smirnoff. Smirnoffs are so easy to drink.
I have too much pride. I'd say pull the
Coors
trigger.
Brewing Company. I would do either. I would do both at the same time. You know? Pause. But I would do either of those.
Renee's
More of
a real
wax
one.
kind of guy over here. Clyde. I know some people who are wax guys. I mean, that'll get you in your bag. Better pull the trigger or I'll take the gun. The can exploded when I poked the hole. I mean, that happens if it was shooken up. What'd you say? We do have a shot fund. We do have a shot fund. Zima was vile. Yeah, Zima's kind of, I guess it might be kind of gross. Smeared off, at least you get some flavor there. Ellis 10. David Blanco. All right. Dude, so this is a close vote. 52% Freedom Funnel right now. So 1 more minute to get your votes in for what Trace wants to do. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Zima was Sprite with half the sugar. That's actually not a bad point. Chicks at the club loved Zima. Oh, man. Now, everybody loves Trulies and seltzers.
Truly and White Claw and Smirnoff has a like everyone has a seltzer now.
Ken H said definitely Freedom. Oh, it's 50-50 now.
Oh my gosh, what's it gonna be?
50-50.
Beer Bong is at 52%.
Beer Bong at 52. 30 seconds left. This is epic. Get your votes in. Trey should do what? Beer Bong, Freedom Funnel. 20 seconds left to get those votes in. If it's 50-50, does he have to do both? 52% Beer Bong.
Words of wisdom. That's a great take.
48% Freedom Funnel.
Great take. Captain Silver and Dr.
5,
Pepper is fire.
4, 3, 2, 1. It's 50-50. Dealer's choice. We got to go dealer's choice. It's 50-50. He'll do the Freedom Funnel. He'll do the Freedom Funnel. That is epic, dude. Epic. Epic.
Words
I'm
of
ending
wisdom.
the poll.
But by the way, if you want to try a badass drink, get some grape soda and some peanut butter whiskey. You're welcome.
Ooh.
You're freaking welcome.
Peanut butter whiskey
It's a
is very
PB and
good.
you're drinking a PB&J and it's fire.
Yeah. Now we ended this doesn't even make sense. I ended the poll when I that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. No. When I ended it, it was 50-50 dealer's choice. You got the Freedom Funnel here, so we're going to do Freedom Funnel. But 50-49 doesn't even make sense. F for Freedom. So, Trizzy coming in. I got to finish the rest of this as well. 3 beers in here. Yeah. 3 beers in here and a shotgun. 4 beers in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Ridiculous. Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Yes.
Oral Smoky works.
That stuff bangs. Shylock, chug, bruh. I'll chug with Trace here. Freedom Funnel. Niners 49 ounce beer mug. Here we go. Both down. Cheers. Cheers to the gang as well. See, this is what we do here, man. 4 segments on the show. Trade for McCaffrey, Brian Burns. That was 1, right? And then we did things that the Niners can improve upon to take down the Atlanta Falcons, to make it 3 straight dubs. Really fascinating Jimmy Garoppolo statistics within that as well. 2 mailbags. 4-segment live show. And then at the end, it was the Bang Bang Niner Gang happy hour. So we'll give you 1 more minute to send in any super chats. 1 more minute to send in any super chats. We don't need any more. We're up to $200 here. We got to 100, and that's why we broke out for the first time. The 49-ounce 49ers mug. We got to 200. Trace, he did the Freedom Funnel. If you want to get those super chats in,
Words of
40
wisdom
seconds
says
left.
he works in IT. Could we use an IT guy? Chase, that's what you think.
I saw Words of Wisdom say, you guys hiring?
I almost put that in the mailbag as a summary,
look,
dude. That would have been good.
Who knows? I mean, shoot, I started here March 1, 2021. I was the 8th employee. Now we have 20. I started here, we had 3 studios, and now we have 8. So we're going to continue to grow. Words of wisdom, you really never know.
Brain hemorrhage. What is that?
Brain hemorrhage. What is that?
What is a brain hemorrhage drink?
10 seconds left to get those super chats in. If not, all good. We're signing off. We'll stay live if y'all want us to stay live. Not bad. Remember that. We'll do that next time. I like that. I like that. Mir Vahaba. Hi, Chase. Hi. Got a bail dinner. Stay frosty,
You
Rich.
stay frosty, Rich.
Appreciate you. Can we buy that mug? You can. Let me see where I. What did I forgot where I got this at.
Calo, grenadine, and clear liqueur. Okay, not bad. I feel like a brain hemorrhage sounds all right. You can see why it's called that.
I'm not sure. We got this off Amazon, I think. But if y'all get it, and then you can drink it with me during our watch parties, that'd be kind of lit. Hold on one second. I'm not sure if I can find it here.
Tracy.
Oh, I got it. It was $20 on Prime. I'm putting the link in the chat.
Mayor says, "Hi Chase, I'm a huge fan from Israel." That's sick, man.
That's
sick.
awesome. Tuned in from
Appreciate
Israel. Love to see it.
Appreciate it, Mayor.
Shoot, I'm trying to throw in the link. It's over the character limit.
Ken's also saying, don't forget a keg stand. We're going to figure that out. We're going to figure out how we can make
We're going to figure that out. Okay, so I
Yes,
can't throw
Blanco.
the link in the chat because it's over the character limit. If you search NFL water cooler mug, you'll find it. So NFL water cooler mug 49ers. Try that on Amazon. Now, they're selling the 44-ounce one. We got the 49-ounce one for the 49ers. This was like a limited availability. So we got that one. But you can get the 44-ounce one if you want to. So
David Blanco wants to know, have you ever had an AMF? Do you know what that is? It's a cocktail.
AMF.
It's an adios motherfucker. It's like tequila, gin, vodka, rum, blue
All in
Curacao, Sprite, and Powerade. Yes, all dumped into a thing, and then
sounds like jungle juice.
It's a punch.
Okay,
it's like
it's a
bars
punch.
will make it, and they just put it in the big coolers. And
Okay.
then you just
I have
fill up
never
the
had
cup.
that.
AMFs are that'll send you to real.
That'll
real
send you to
quick.
the moon?
It'll send you to church.
I'm down to try it. Say
Might
again,
have to.
San Francisco from here. San Francisco! Appreciate everybody for tuning in all throughout our live show. Greatly appreciate the support. Greatly appreciate all the donations. 4 segments in the can. And then we had some fun for a Niners Report happy hour. Wouldn't be possible without all of your support. Really do appreciate all of it. And we're going to continue to keep it moving here on the Niners Report by Chat Sports. Videos every single day. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. And tomorrow, you'll see me again because we're going to continue to keep it moving. Thanks for tuning in into the live show. We'll catch you next time right here on the 49ers Report by Chat Sports.